show you a few new things that are out there that you might find helpful. Called Dailyo, because I know a lot of things that with people's mental health these days and just tracking their goals and so this is a way to do it. It's a diary that captures your day without having to write anything down. So you do it all in pictures. You can also write things down, but it's just a great way to track those things. So the way it works is you have your mood where it says, how are you? You can put down you're feeling great, good, meh, bad, awful. So it tracks that. Then you can write down what activities you've been doing during the day. You can also keep notes on other things you've done. You can keep, and then over here you can see on the right side each day you can have a view, and you'll be like, oh, on Tuesday, I had a good day in the morning, and the reasons why, and then in the afternoon not so much. And it's a good way to track about how you're feeling. And you can also look at, they have charts, and you can see your mood, how it's been up and down throughout the week or the month. Over here, you can set some goals. And then you can even lock the screen so you make it private. Now, they do have a paid version and a free version. So just to give you an idea, the paid version, it's $47 a year. They do give you a 7-day free trial. And now these are the features that you get if you get the paid version, where there's no ads. You can lock the screen, things like that. So I'm going to show you what, a little bit what it looks like. So you can have an idea, and just go over to my screen here. So this was, I was playing around with this one. I know somebody who uses this. I don't have a lot of experience, but I played around with it and I thought it was pretty good. But somebody I know uses this every day. So this is to give you an idea. So on Monday, I was playing around with this. I went to the Mariah Carey concert. Yeah, I know, I don't want to admit it. I was forced to go. So you can see I took a picture and I wrote down it was a good day. And then you can see here's another example. I put feeling kind of lazy that day, and I just took a picture of the cat. So what you do is at the top, if you want to make an entry, you hit the plus button, and this is where it goes in. How are you feeling today? So I could put down, I'm feeling rad. And then it says, what have you been up to? And you pick different things. I've been with my friends, maybe I was eating healthy, exercising, things like that. And then you can make a quick note right here. And then if you want, you could take a photo or add a photo, and then that way it adds it to the gallery. So if I just gonna, well, it's got some settings on. But anyway, you can see it, and then it allows you then to see every day what you've been doing. And you can go to the calendar on the bottom, and you can see each day. So on the 20th, you can see that was the day that it was kind of like meh, and then the happy day on that. So I'm using the free version right now, and there's lots, you can see that there's lots of things you can do. So having, the paid version seems like it might not be worth it, but if you want, you could always do the free trial. Now, if you have an iPhone, one of the things about tracking how you're feeling as well, they have it built in to your phone now. I thought this was a new feature. It says log your state of mind. And this is kind of directions where to do it. So this is the first time I was using it. And I played around with it this morning and thought that it was a good way to do it. So you go to the health app on your phone. Let's see if I can find it again. So I'm going to get out of that one, and I'm going to go to the health one, and you can show you where you would track it. So if you scroll down, and it says right here, state of mind. So you'd click that, and then you can log a new entry right here. And it says, how are you feeling right now? That's 107. So I can then click next, and it says choose the right feeling. So you slide this little bar. So I'm feeling very unpleasant or pleasant. And then you hit next. And then what best describes your feeling? So why are you feeling pleasant? And best way to describe those feelings of pleasantness. I feel happy, confident, and I would pick the next choice. And then what's having your biggest impact on you? So right now, health and family. So example, you can pick things that are reasons why you feel pleasant. And then it gets logged, and you can go back and see every day how you're feeling. And it's a good way to track those kind of activities. And what I'm going to do at the end, I'm going to take all these slides and I'll send it to Abby as a PDF document. And if Abby, if you're able to send that to everyone, then they can see everything that I'm talking about today. So if you missed something, then that's a good way to you can go back and you can follow these steps. You'll know where I went as well. Now, this is an app called Headspace, just kind of sticking with the whole theme here of just feeling good. And this is an app that will help you in different ways. It can help with giving you guided meditation. There's things to help you sleep. So right here it says a better rest. Down the bottom there's other meditation ones as well. So I'll show you what it looks like, but they have a free version and a paid version as well, just to give you an idea. And once again, they do give you a trial when they do as well. So it can get pretty pricey, but I'll show you the reasons why, and you can kind of see. So when I go into Headspace, so I just have the free version. I find with this one, there's not a lot available if you're in the free version. And if you like this, then you might want to do the paid. But if I go into Explore at the bottom, this is where it gives you different tips. So I can go to meditate, and it's got different videos you can watch and sounds to help you meditate. You can see here, start your free trial. And then if you go here, sleep, this is where a client of mine was using this to help them sleep. They would go to this section, and then they would go down here and they would pick things to help. There's like different things they can listen to that will help them fall asleep. There's white noise and sleep sounds, things to help them wind down, different music they can listen to. So there's all kinds of things that I find with this app, is especially to help with sleep. Now, one of the things I wanted to show you, if you ever do try a free trial, because a lot of these things I'm showing you today, they have free trials. So what happens is if you click the free trial, they give you 7 days, and then usually after the 7 days, if you haven't canceled it, they're going to charge your card automatically. So what I always suggest is, as soon as I do a free trial, I automatically right away, I go into settings on my phone, and then I go to the top here under my name. If you click there, this is a good way to see what you have as well. So then if you click on subscriptions, I would go in here, and then it would tell you it's going to log on. So I did a sleep cycle one. I did a trial. So what I did right away is I clicked on it and I hit cancel. So that way I don't forget later on. So it doesn't, you still get your 7 days. You don't have to wait until the 7 days to cancel. So cancel right away. As soon as you do a subscription, I always recommend cancel it. And then if you like it, you can always then pay for it after the trial. But at least that way you don't forget, and then you're accidentally getting charged. You're paying, then all of a sudden I get charged $49.99, and I don't even like the app. So it's just a little thing to get in the habit of doing that. Now, to work with the app, I find using something like this, a Mind Band, they make a ton of different kinds. You go on Amazon, they're pretty cheap, they're like $20, but basically it's a Bluetooth headband. So you can see here in the picture, so somebody on the left side, they could wear it throughout the day, listen to meditation, and or they could wear it like that when they're sleeping, and put it, just like a headband, and listen to the sleep sounds or meditation to help you fall asleep. Or if you want, you can use it like a sleep mask and put it right over your eyes. Now, I did try one like this. I found for me, I get really warm at night, and so when I had it on my head, I just found it uncomfortable after a while. But other people said that it was good. So but I couldn't wear it the entire night. I started sweating too much, and but something like this is worth a try. So even if you don't want to use one of those apps, there's lots of different free versions out there of listening to sleep sounds. If you just ask your phone and ask Siri or Google to play something, they'll play like a free kind of sleep sounds and stuff. So Now, here's another one is an app called Sleep Cycle. Now, this is one that I do like. So again, it's going to help you. It has a gentle wake up. It's saying like there's an alarm clock. It'll pick the best time to wake you up. There's different things in there to help relax your mind and body and help fall asleep faster. There's discovered habits that affect your sleep. So it's kind of learning how you sleep and giving you better tips. It even tracks snoring. So it's going to record when you're sleeping, and it'll know if you're a snorer or if somebody else is a snorer. It'll know the difference and kind of give you strategies on how to help with that. Because if it's waking you up, then that's an issue. And improve your sleep quality with the sleeping coach. So here's a little video I'm just going to play to let you know what this is about.
It doesn't just guide you to sleep. It guides you to quality sleep. Our sleep aid is tailored to help your body and mind relax, and wash away stress and anxiety, and help you enter the night. We use your sounds to analyze your sleep. It's kind of magic, actually. We'll hear if you snore, talk, or cough. That'll help us understand your sleep, and we can give you personal advice on how to improve your sleep health. We use our analysis to wake you up at your best side. And we could go into why and talk about how this relates to your body clocks, circadian rhythms and stuff, but you'll learn all that in Sleep Cycle. So for now, just trust us. You'll wake up stronger, energized, ready. Daytime, we provide you with personal advice based on your sleep data. Pick up a habit, stop or start something, experience the positive change it has on your sleep. And once it's that time again, we're there for you, helping you rest and recover before the next day. Good night, and see you tomorrow.
No, just gives you a bit of an idea of what it's about. Again, there's a free version, and I find the free version is pretty good. This is what it includes. But if you want to be able to track it with connecting to, because it can connect to your watch as well if you want. If you have either an Apple Watch or an Android-based watch, you'll get better data then if you wear it when you're sleeping. Or you can just use your phone itself and it'll track, but it doesn't track as much as if you have a watch on. And you can say here again, a lot of these are 7-day free trials, and it's $49 for the year. And but you can compare these and see if you really need the paid version. Now, this is something I use every night. This is only if you have an Apple phone, like an iPhone and a watch. It can be used without the watch, but it's not going to be all that effective. But this tracks a lot of my sleeping, which I find very helpful. So it automatically tracks your sleeping. I don't have to do anything. I wear my watch, I go to bed. As soon as I'm sleeping, it automatically knows, and it'll say I slept for a certain amount of time, and it helps you in a lot of different ways. So it's going to show you here. It does a sleep analysis. So throughout the night, as I'm wearing my watch, it knows when I woke up and when I was in a deep sleep. So you can see here on the graph. So I was very still, and it says I was awake here at around just before 3 a.m. And you can see different times that you woke up throughout the night. And you can see when you were a light sleep, you fell asleep, and it took you 30 minutes to fall asleep. 8 minutes you had some disruptions throughout the night. You were in a light sleep for 4 hours and deep sleep for 2 hours. So it gives you good kind of data. And then a sleep bank, if you set a goal of sleeping of 8 hours every night, and if you're not reaching that goal, it's going to tell you, and it'll tell you how much more sleep you need to catch up, things like that. And your readiness that day, it's going to rate based on your sleep, your quality of sleep, of how much energy you have throughout the day. And it's time to, what time to go to bed to catch up on that sleep that you missed. So it's going to change each night based on how fatigued you are. So it's just a fantastic app. I've used it all the time. Even a smart alarm sort of gently reminds you when it's time to wake up. It'll try to wake you up at the best possible times, not to disturb when you're in a certain sleep. And it gives you gentle kind of shaking on your arm. So it just wakes you up kind of very peacefully. So it's pretty neat. So that's the sleeping. I'll get away from that topic. There was a lot of stuff on sleeping and kind of just with your overall health. And just because I find when I talk to a lot of my clients, that's always a big issue, just how they're feeling every day, and also not getting enough sleep and the quality of sleep. So now I want to show you some neat things with AI, with artificial intelligence. So artificial intelligence is just machine's ability to perform the cognitive functions we usually associate with human beings. So they can imitate human intellect and behavior. So it's used in almost everything now, even just self-driving cars. When you're using your phone and you're talking to it and it's dictating what you're saying, it's using AI for that. Your virtual assistants, like if you use a Google Home or an Alexa, that's all AI. So there's different ways. So I'm going to show you some of the things that we're using now. So one of the apps is called, it's an app and actually an online program as well, called ChatGPT. So you might have heard about that. It's, a lot of people have been talking about it. A lot of people are not sure how to use it, but it is an amazing program. So what is it? So basically it's AI. It's a chatbot that uses natural language processing to create human-like conversation dialogue. So it says, the language model can respond to questions, compose various written content, articles. There's so many things it can do. But how is it going to actually help you? So just like a Google, when you're doing a Google search, think of it that way. So when you go on Google and you're searching things up and you're asking it questions, but the way ChatGPT works, it's more personal and more direct. It can help you with anything. A lot of students are using it to write. They're getting in trouble if they use it too much, but they can write essays and assignments, and it'll write it for them. Or if you're at work, it's good to help you with emails, composing emails or writing a project, or even helping your resume or just any kind of search. So I'm going to show you a little bit about how that works. So if you go to the website, and this is free to use, they do in the future, they're talking about how this might end up being a paid kind of program, but you just go to chat.openai.com. But if you just Google ChatGPT, you're going to see all kinds of things. But this is kind of an example of how it works. So this screen comes up, and in the message here, I can ask it to do anything for me. I mean, I could say, write a paper. I can even say how many words. Write 1,000-word paper on, let's see, the Toronto Maple Leafs. I haven't tried this one, but let's see if it does. And I hit enter. And there you go. It's writing, it says title, Toronto Maple Leafs, and it's talking all about them when they started early on. So it's writing an actual article for me. And I actually told it to make it 1,000 words. I should have said less. So, but that's the way. I'm going to hit stop. And you can actually, I can say, make it shorter. And it will write the same thing, but make it shorter. I can even ask it to, include something else. So there's all kinds of things. I can even say, write, if I'm saying I'm going to write an email to my friends and invite to, say, a party that's coming up. So I can say, write an email inviting friends to a birthday party. And you can see it's composing an email. It made a subject for me. Subject line, join the celebration, invitation to, and it wants you to put the name in it. Now, if I told it the person's name, it would write it in. And it's just saying, I hope it finds you well. And it gives you an idea of what to write. And now I can even add to it, tell them to bring a towel, because maybe you're going swimming or swimming. And it'll add that. If I go down, it continued there's the email, and it put in there we're planning on a bit of fun in the water. So it will be awesome if you bring along a towel for swimming. It's pretty intuitive. So that's a neat thing. I don't know if anybody's had experience using this, but yeah, there's been a lot of students using this to help with things at school. I use it a lot for emails, is what I used to do if I want to sound a little more professional. And but what I actually, once I discovered a new program, I don't use this as much anymore, because what I'm going to show you in my next slide is that the email program I use actually has AI built into it. So I'm using an email program called Spark. So I want to share a little bit about this. And this program, the email program, is available on any device. If you have a PC computer, Mac computer, an Android phone, an iPhone, on your watch as well. So it's available everywhere. And I'm going to show you a little bit about how it works. So here's a quick video on what Spark looks like with using the artificial intelligence built into it. So with this program, I'm going to show you kind of how it works a bit. No, you do have to pay for this service. The app itself, when I first bought it, I think I maybe a flat rate of $10 or something like that. That gives you the program on your computer. But if you want to have the AI incorporated, I pay $100 a year for this service. So you could just, compose an email and go to that website I showed you and put it in there and, copy and paste, but this is built in. The other thing with it, if you're wondering about security as well, is that the one on the website that I showed you at ChatGPT, it's not very secured. So you don't want to put too much information, personal information into that program. I just want to caution with that. Just because it's not a secure kind of platform. But if you are using the AI in this email program called Spark, it's very secure. That's the other thing what you're paying for as well, is that it's secured. You don't have to worry about what you're writing in there. So it lets you compose your emails right in there using the AI, and I'll show you what that looks like. So if I go into on my computer, oops, guess I shouldn't have had that stuff up there. So if this is the Spark program, and if I compose an email, I can hit the little AI button here. Oh, sorry, let's disable it. Where is my, okay, so sorry, it's right here. It's built in. It says generate a draft. It gives you some ones already made for you, but I can hit generate a draft, and this is what do I want to say. So this may be, I want to, a thank you, for a gift, and they're going to write. So it's going to write an email thanking someone for a gift. So it says, I wanted to thank you for this lovely gift you gave me. So from here, I can make it, if I'm like, oh, I want it to be longer, I can click expand, and it'll actually write a little bit more. I can make it shorter. And then if I can even add more information, so rephrase, and I can put, add it to add anything else extra, and it'll put it in there. And then in here too, if I wanted to sound a little, if I hit the little arrows, if I want to make it sound a little more friendly, I click that, and it'll change the tone of it and make it sound more friendly, or I can make it more, formal, and I can proofread what was written and rephrase. If I didn't like what it said, I can hit rephrase and it'll rewrite it. But it's just kind of give you an idea of what the kind of things that of what it said. Now, some of the other features with it, when you reply, I can reply right in an email to someone. I can hit a response. It'll actually generate a response for me. So someone wrote me an email, I can just hit either I'm not interested or interested, and it'll just automatically write a response back to them that you can proofread. You can edit, like I already showed. You can change the tone of it, make it more friendly or formal. Proofread. So there's all kinds of things that's built into it. And one of the features it also has, which I find has been very helpful, I have a client using this just for this feature alone. It does a summary for your emails, and this part is not available on your computer. You have to use it just on your phone. And I'm going to show you what this looks like, because it can be a very useful feature. I'm going to show you how. Okay, so I'm going to go to my phone. So this is the app in my phone. So when I go here and I say I sent myself an email, just to give you an example. So I just wrote, this is just a pretend one. I wrote this long email, and you're like, oh, okay, I got this. I can't read this. It's just too long. So at the bottom, you see the little AI button. I click that, and it's got this summary. So it says, I can either make that email shorter, it'll summarize it for me, what the person wrote me. I can make it very detailed, or I can make action points, which I'll show you what that looks like. But if I hit, I'll make it short. So if I click short, it's taking that email, it's just generating a response. Now it's going to make it shorter for me to follow, and just kind of take the most important points of that email. Because I found my clients were saying they're getting too overwhelmed. They get an email from someone and they start to read it, and then they just kind of blank out because it was too much information. So using this will make it a little easier to read. And it seems to be taking a long time. This is generating. Usually it's pretty quick, but I'm not sure why right now. Okay, well, I don't think that's going to work. So, but what it does is, so for example, if I had clicked the action point, it actually reads through the emails, and if there's anything you need to do, it'll say at the very end, it'll say my name, Rick, you need to do this and that. It picks out all the things that you need to follow up on. So it breaks it down for you. It's just, I wish I could demonstrate it, but it's actually a pretty neat feature. So this has a free trial as well. So, just using this as an email program is amazing. So some other things that the email, not even using the AI, the email program itself, you can take an email and you can get reminders. So a lot of times, if I send an email to someone, and let's just say I needed to, I need to hear back from them by next week. I don't want to forget, to follow up with them. If I don't hear from them by a certain day and time, it'll automatically remind me, and it'll say, oh, I didn't hear back from, say if I send an email to Abby, and it'll say, oh, Abby didn't respond to your email yet, and it'll let me know that I need to follow up with her. It also, you can snooze your emails. So if I have my email box, it's really full, and it's just, you're like, oh, there's just so many to look at. What you can do then is just clean it up a bit. You can click on things and say, I don't want to see this email until tomorrow or next week, or pick a date. And what happens is it disappears from your inbox. And then whatever date you picked, it'll just show up that day at the very top and letting you know that now you need to deal with this email. So it's a good way to clean it up. So that way it's not just so cluttered. Now, Google has a lot of AI built into it as well. And I'm going to show you some of those things. So Google Lens, and now this is a free service. It's available on all of their devices. I mean, you can use it on your Android phone or iPhone. And the way you access it is either using the Google app, the Google camera, or your Google Photos. So I'm going to show you on the Google app what that looks like, because this is a pretty neat feature. I'm just going to find it on my phone here. So this little button here, that is the Google Lens. You can see they showed a picture here. So what you do is you click that button, and now my camera came on. So I can either look at a picture I have, or I can actually take a picture of something. What I'm going to do though is I already took a picture of a plant. So this is a picture of a plant that I was looking for, that I took a picture of, and automatically whatever I took a picture of, you can see at the bottom here, it told me what it was. That's the type of plant it is, and there's different kinds for it, and I can keep searching for information on it. So right now, if I hit the camera and just say, here, I'm on my desk, here's a water bottle. I'm going to take a picture of this water bottle. It's going to now search on the internet, and here's the water. It tells me where I can buy it. Oh, it's at Walmart. So it tells me all kinds of information, and that's free. It's free to use. So it's a pretty neat service. And then if you use it also in Google Photos, so if you open that app, I'll show you. Here's Google Photos, and this is the same one where I took the picture earlier. Now at the bottom, it has this icon called Lens. If I click that, it's now looking at the picture, and it did a search, and it tells me that that's where, oh, sorry, I hit the wrong button here. It tells me the same information, basically, all the information that plant. The other things that it can do is, if you take a picture of words here, it says text, it can read it for you and then translate it too. If there's another, if you're reading something in another language, you click on it and you can pick what language you want to translate it to. So it's pretty neat. Now, if you have an iPhone, it's built into they have AI built into the photos there as well. So this is one of the new things called visual lookup. So if I open up just the photos on my phone that's built in. So this is just the photos on my iPhone. I open up that app, and if I click on, say, this picture at the bottom, this all of a sudden lit up, and it showed a little plant picture earlier. Now it says an eye, but if I touch this, it's then going to tell me the same information. It says look up. It knew it was this kind of plant. If I touch that, it's going to then do a search and give me the same information. So that's built in all your photos. So if I go through my photos here and there's something in the picture and I want to find more information about it, I can use that. And then in Google Photos, they have AI uses a magic eraser. So if you take a picture, so here's an example of somebody on the beach, and they're like, I don't want these people in there. They can click on it, and then the people will disappear. So I'm going to show you how to use that. So if I go I'm in Google Photos, and I pick a picture. So if I go down, okay, look, here's a picture. I was at the concert the other night, and say I'm here with my girlfriend, and I don't want my wife to see. I can erase her. And so what you do is you hit edit here at the bottom, and then if I go over to tools, and then it says magic eraser. So I click on that. And then what I do with my finger is then I just go on my screen, and then you scratch out what you don't want to see. I'm not sure how well this will turn out right now. And then I let go of my finger, and it's going to remove the image. And she's gone. Well, I mean, it's kind of messed up my picture a bit. It wasn't a good one to show. But you can see how it removes different objects. And that's a free service, and it's available on all your devices. You can even do it online. If you don't want to do it on your computer, you can go to Google Photos online, and it has it built in there as well, and you can edit your photos that way. Now, if you're looking for something that's a little more of an editing program, that one's pretty basic. Here's an app called Retouch. It's available if you're an Android or an iPhone user. You have to pay for it, but it was pretty cheap. I think it was $5 when I first had done it. But Reason why I recommend this is I have some people who used to use Photoshop, if you're familiar with that, and that's a program that it's quite complex and very difficult to use. Now, this one is a lot easier, and it does a lot of the same things that you can do in Photoshop. Just to give you an idea, so it can remove objects just like it did there. You can remove people, blemishes. You can change the background. Actually, would put different pictures in. But there's so many things it can do. But it's a little easier, user friendly. So photos are your thing. Give that one a try. And then if you really want something that's even more advanced, this is only available for iPhones or iPads, but it's called Pixelmator. It's pretty cheap. It's $10, and this has a lot more advanced features. It's very even more than this one here, the Retouch. This one's pretty basic, but it's still a lot more features. And this one here has a ton of different features to try out if that's your thing. And it's pretty cheap because Photoshop can get pretty expensive. Now, I wanted to show this. This is, if you're not familiar with it, if you updated your iPhone recently, they have live voicemail, and this is amazing. So when somebody calls me, a lot of times if I don't recognize the number, I'm not going to answer it. So I send it to voicemail. So usually they leave a voicemail afterwards. I got to listen to it. And I'm like, oh, I wanted to talk to that person. Maybe it was a doctor calling, but I didn't recognize the number. This feature now called live voicemail is that as they are leaving a voicemail, it starts to type the voicemail, what they're saying in live time across the screen. So it says, hey, mom, I figured out, what that noise is. And just an example, it's showing you what happens. It goes on the screen. And if you're like, oh, I want to talk to that person, you hit accept, it stops leaving the voicemail, and you can talk to them instantly, just like the old answer machines where you could pick it up and talk to someone. I love this feature. So it's free to use. And hopefully they have it on Android soon. I don't believe it is available yet, but on iPhone they have it. And this is how you set it up. So if you did the update, usually it's automatically turned on, and you'll notice this feature. And yeah, I think it's amazing. And then another new feature using AI again. That's kind of the theme of my last few slides here is if you use a reminders app on your phone, if you're using it for grocery lists, it actually will organize it for you. So anytime you enter all your stuff, any produce, dairy products, it automatically will separate them into the appropriate list and put under the right category. I use Siri for this, so I'll say, Siri, enter, remind me to pick up, I'll say apples, oranges, milk, on my grocery list, and it automatically puts those things in and organizes it into different charts. And it's again, that's using AI. So